Hey, this is Sherry Bretz again. I have a Band-Aid on my glasses because the little stem broke and I was getting blisters. So this is why I look like such a dork. Today is October the 20th, 2019. Every time I try to live my life, I am stalked and they use mind invasion weapons on me, and this has been going on for over 20 years now. But I have a different side of me now. After they wore out my youth, they kept me at the computer writing, they attacked me spiritually with their psychic vampires, and they drained me. It's like God just took full control, and what's left to me now is humbled to Christ and loves Christ. There is a beast here. It's talking to me telepathically. All I know is the love in my heart is all that matters in the universe, and my soul has always belonged to God. Now, this force that's here tells me it destroyed Christ, which is impossible. It tells me that God was an old God, that this is the new God. I'm like, no, you're not God. God would never hurt me. God would not bite me like you do. And I leave these demon faces on me. God would not threaten me. God would not have taken 20 years of my life from me because he envied me, or he wanted to use me, or he hated the God in me. Something. But I know, no matter what, that the last 20 years of my life, they have kept me in fear, thinking something was out to get me and something was invading me. And that thing is something I guess I've always seen in the distance. Some dark phantom or something. And I guess it always tried to lead me to it. But John Saul met me at the conference, and I have to say, he's the sexiest man I ever seen in the planet. And even though he's gay, no one could ever, other than my husband, could have that power over me. I mean, I loved his books when I was 16. And I thought he would have to be a good daddy because he wrote about little girls, and he was so articulate. And when he would talk about building homes and stuff, he made the places sound too good to be true, so picturesque. Well, I didn't know until I met him that his husband, Michael, an ex-psychologist, helped him with the stories, and I didn't know he was gay. But as soon as he opened his mouth at the conference, I knew he was gay. But it didn't stop him from being I was extremely attracted to a gay man, extremely. But I knew it was wrong. But I tell you what, he had a power the instant I met him over me that is supernatural. And when he looked and spoke to me, he had the darkest eyes that almost were hypnotic. And they had a green in them too, but automatically when he spoke to me, I felt like inferior. And when he winked at me, like at the networking party, he winked at me, and he asked me if I submitted the story. Later, I felt there was some supernatural power that I had no awareness of that was in that person. Something. I couldn't figure it out. But all I knew was he could look at me, and I was overpowered completely, and no one had ever had that spell over me before, ever, that I have. It's like my will and everything drained. And then I got an invitation to go on a cruise with him and his husband and other people. But he was the only writer of all the conferences that ever appealed to me. And it wasn't just a sexual appeal, which I've never felt for any man but my husband. Never. I'm not drawn to men like that. Men don't overpower me. They never have. And you know, so you can't say I'm homophobe when I was writing my heart out, you know. I wanted someone like him to mentor me because I thought he was the best writer there ever was in the world when I went to that conference. That's what really broke my heart. Perhaps he was this dark figure from years ago that was luring me. I didn't know 2 years later when he told me I belonged to Illuminati. And when I saw CIA symbols on his desk, I didn't know. I did not know there was evil in the world that can invade your mind. I did not know that demons were giving people power to overpower other people. I didn't know people could just steal my innocence and life and keep me dying inside for 20 years. Later, this person on the computer that stays anonymous said, "You were beauty and innocence, too powerful to resist, and I wanted to destroy it. I wanted to devour you." Well, now they said, "We've aged you." They told me they make me fat and old. I'd lose my life through the years as a slave. They did. They actually did. Looking back, I see what a sinful crime it was that they invaded my mind and that they somehow kept my spirit, they said, between energy weapons. They tried to hold it captive, but they said somehow God got through, because of my faith. Now they're afraid of me. Now they say they must destroy me because I'm really a goddess, which I don't believe in goddesses, and that I'll destroy them. The universe will destroy them for bad karma because they didn't know what they messed with when they messed with me. They didn't know that I was a witch and I could drain their power. See, but I don't want any of this. This many years later, all I'm trying to do is be who I was ever meant to be. They've killed her. They killed her. I mean, God should hold them accountable. God should punish them. They killed me a long time ago, and they said I should have held my funeral because they have even killed me in ways with weapons that have destroyed parts of me that most people don't even know they have. And, and they would bring me near death, heart problems and stuff, just so they could get me to go into another realm, through using these weapons you have no awareness of, through demons and I guess the devil. They would make me so many times have near-death experiences just to make my mind cross over so that I was more creative. They terrorized me and tortured me and put cameras here and said, recorded me nude against my will to take my virtue for the Antichrist. And they said through torturing me all this time, it was killing my soul because I was too pure. And they said they wanted to sacrifice me, but they couldn't until they thought I was damned. And then later they went so far as to try to play with my head and tell me I'd hit somebody and I didn't know I hit them. And that it had damned my soul. And I was like, if I hit somebody, I know I hit them. But they kept reflecting on that, trying to make me feel bad. And I knew I hadn't hit anybody. But, they made me black out 3 different times behind the wheel of my car. And they made me have 2 or 3 accidents, knocking me out behind the wheel of my car where I wake up, I'm stuck to somebody's bumper. Or 2 times I wake up in the middle of an intersection and don't know what happened. I mean, but if I had hit somebody, I know I would have stopped and came to. I don't think that they would have got me out of my car and dragged me, and then later did something to me because I think I would know. But they said they've even, when I was at Oakwood Apartments in California taking some classes, Harold One Feather told me just over a year ago, I didn't know. He goes, they were dragging your food, Sherry, in the day at your apartment while you were taking classes. And they were coming and taking new pictures of you at night and you didn't know, and doing other things to you. And he said he was totally against it. He protested. He didn't want them doing that to me. But think of all the other women out there they're doing it to. But they try to make me feel horrible about myself. They try to make me feel evil. They even at the time when they told me they thought I was innocent and sweet, they were telling me how evil I was all the time. So that they were trying to wear down walls to make me think that I really was, but didn't know I was. And so then later they say, well, we just told you were evil when you were good because we wanted to damn you. So this shows you the real devil is here. The devil has been here all this time. And now I am outnumbered by all the people that they have recruited into their club. These people have seduced other people globally. They have prostituted people. They have bought people. And now every community is starting to build shrines and wear devil horns and deer antlers to symbolize this. And I've been a part of it through writing, which makes me feel evil for writing stories like that. My whole intention was to use my stories to defeat the devil and to teach the world to overpower evil through removing the illusion and everything. But actually, anytime you refocus on evil, you're serving the beast. And it's like I used to watch these crime shows on Forensic Files. And then last night when I tried to watch one my husband had on, I couldn't stand it because I was seeing these demon faces that are now appearing on my skin and all over my property on every killer. It's like something is taking me over to where I can see the devil in people, and I can see crimes that were committed and know instantly it was the work of the devil through man. And then it lets me realize that anytime you write horror and you have dark thoughts and you give in to horror and you do evil things, you're not just one of the herd going along with the flow. You're actually being invaded by the devil. The devil is speaking to you. And then since I've been seeing lately how the devil is using the whole world as his puppet. He is controlling everybody's brain, and they're obeying him. They're doing things on his whim without their awareness, but then they're getting locked away because they're too frail to defeat the beast in them. This is real. And so today, I'm just trying to get my head straight from last night's attack. And I'm trying to be productive. And the devil hates it. He wants to think I'm his property and that he can damn me. They're controlling all my computers. I get out and I try to feel passionate. And for 20 years, they have not let me fulfill my passion for writing. They have not let me fulfill my dreams. And they think that by doing this to me for 20 years, I'll be a sacrifice, and that they have devoured my soul and they have devoured every ounce. But then God tells me, I am the creator of love. I created you, and all the beauty in your past is me, and the light is me. So if you look to who I am and who I've always been, you will know the God that created love is your salvation and your hereafter and your protector, and he will be with you for all time as your salvation in the hereafter. So that is the only force I have that is protecting me from this beast that is the destroyer of love. And if I hadn't been down a hard road and I hadn't been stalked by so many savages, I wouldn't know the realism of God, that he's here all the time. I used to think, oh, hey, he's in heaven. No, he's everywhere. He's in nature. He's in all these miracles you see occurring. He's in every happy baby's smile. He's in all these angels. But the beast has been able to convince the world he isn't. And so through all the suffering is they're destroying my brain and my body, and I see them taking what God created. It makes me wish I had valued myself more when I didn't feel like I was much. And it made me see that I had been a good person, a special person, a loving, godly person when I thought I was just a nobody and I felt just like stupid. So it's sad that I have to lose those things to realize what I had. But with what life I have left, I am striving so hard to use what I have learned to do productive, positive things. I could do so many things to take people away from the dark side. But this group sees me as the enemy because they are turning the whole world dark. And they won't let me help people. And they won't use my talent to better the world for a higher cause and to serve God.